Hi, it's Liam Owen, and today I will be interviewing Wales football writer and expert, in my opinion, Sion Misra. Sean, how are you?
I should have been called an expert now, but no, I'm good, thank you, Liam. How are you?
Yeah, very good. How's the weather treating you?
It's nice. It's surprisingly sunny. Some of us in the stadium for the training earlier decided it might not be coat weather, which is a shock in late February. But no, really looking forward to the game tomorrow night.
Have you had any chance to view any of the famous footballing landmarks in Italy while you've been there?
We've only been in Monza yet, but I am going to the San Siro tomorrow to do a tour, and
It's
so
the
excited.
perfect place to visit, eh? In Italy, there's nothing
Exactly,
better.
exactly.
Looking at the Nations League starts tomorrow. How important do you think the Nations League is as a tournament as a whole? I know obviously some teams, like the bigger teams, tend to not take it as seriously. Look to field some younger players, new players come in. But how important do you think it is as a whole, and how significant do you think it could be for Wales heading in?
This tournament in particular is a bit of a weird one for Wales because obviously it's in League A, which is the biggest positive we need. We want to be facing these big teams on a regular basis, but these are also the only games before the Euros that Wales will have. So you've kind of got to balance it of we'd like to stay in League A, but we also need to experiment, try out new partnerships, try out new tactics. I think Rhian Wilkinson's in this really weird middle ground where she wants to do well, but also needs to try things out. I'm sure we'll talk about it, but the group's a difficult one. But overall, I'm a big fan of the Nations League. I think everyone associated with the Wales women and the men's teams are all for the Nations League, and it'd be a good chance to test ourselves against some of the world's best.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking into game one, you've been out and watching the training today. Is there anything you've seen? You think is there any positivity around the group?
A lot of positivity, a lot of positivity. Everything was calm, so a lot of smiles out there. Everyone trained. We've got no injury issues heading into it, and I think there's a feeling of no pressure going into all of these Nations League games. We can just live relax, see what we want to do, and play our own game. But yeah, everyone was really in good spirits today.
On the game, it's quite a tough game, Italy. Obviously, they're coming off the back of 7 games unbeaten. They topped their group in qualifying for Euro 2025. What do you think we can expect from them as much as Wales?
I think this Italy team has gone under the radar for a number of years. Like we don't normally associate Italy's women with having a strong team, but over the last 5 years, they have really come into their own, and the whole development that the Italian FA have done has been brilliant. Look, they've got some world class players. That Ariana Caruso's just moved to Bayern Munich. Manuela Giuliano's just been nominated for the Ballon d'Or for playing for Roma, and the midfield and the attack is really good. Plenty of options for Italy, and rather unusual. I don't think the defense is strong, which is really unusual for an
Strange for an
Italian team.
Italian
So
team.
very strange. So it'll be interesting to see how they go, but they'll want to play on the front foot. They'll want to be very attacking, which might suit Wales, but it'll be a really difficult game.
Yeah, just going back onto training, was there anyone you thought stood out? Is there anyone you think could maybe make an impact now heading into these next 2 games? Someone like maybe a surprise package more than anything else?
I think the biggest positive about Wilkinson's reign is that we can't predict a starting 11. Like
Yeah,
anyone, anyone can really start. So it'd be interesting to see tomorrow. I think Elise Hughes was out there today, obviously just coming back from an ACL. Unlikely that she plays 90 minutes, but will she start? Will she not? Mara Griffiths has done a lot of work with the media, a lot of work in training after her debut for Man United, scoring two. So maybe she gets the nod up front. But yeah, I think that striker position is probably the one where there are more questions than anything else, but they're good headaches to have.
oh, absolutely. In terms of, I think this game is more focused on an individual than the group as a whole. I think Hayley Ladd on the 100th cap, just obviously being announced today that she's going to get the captaincy. How important has she been for Wales, and how important do you think she will be going forward?
I can't imagine a Wales team without Hayley Ladd, to be quite honest. I think she's like this quiet leader. Like she's not one to speak and shout on the pitch, but she just leads by example. Like just the way she plays, she sets the tone for this Wales team. And speaking to everyone today, everyone was so happy for her. Like this is someone who the whole team respects and values, and it'd be great to see her come out with the armband. And yeah, this is one of Wales's greatest ever, male, female, whatever. She'll go down as one of the greats.
What do you think Rhian Wilkinson will be looking for now in this game? Do you think she'll be looking for defensive solidity more than anything else? No, it's a tough stadium to go to in Italy.
One thing that she's been highlighting these last couple of weeks is bravery. She doesn't want it would be easy for a side like Wales, who's an underdog going into this, to sit back, soak up pressure, and maybe take a chance on the break. But she wants Wales to be brave. She wants Wales to be on the front foot and just take risks because she doesn't mind players taking risks. So that's what I'd like to see from Wales: is a side who don't sit back, who will push forward when they can, who will play on the front foot. And I think that'll be really interesting to see against other teams who want to play on the front foot.
Without putting you under too much pressure, is there what do you think in terms of the game? How do you expect it to go?
Do you think it'll be attacking? It's just, can the Welsh defence survive wave after wave of Italian pressure? Because I do think that is coming. If we get a draw, is an unbelievable result. I think that'll be a really, really good result. Anything other than a loss is a positive. But yeah, I'm actually just quite excited to see how we do against an Italian side who loves to attack. I think the whole dynamic of the game is going to be a really interesting one.
Yeah, well, personally, I'm just hoping if you can get a result there, just keep the momentum going, and then tough game against Sweden on Tuesday night. Fifth in the world, currently ranked, coming off the back of an 8-0 aggregate two-leg win over Serbia. How difficult it's going to be to face them heading into a really tough tournament.
It's horrible. It's horrible to think that Sweden were the third seeds in this group. Like that, a team
Yeah.
sixth in the world should not be a third seed. Look, Sweden are historically one of the greatest teams ever. They've got players playing all over the world, playing at top class level as well. And yeah, that is I think that is a complete free hit for this Wales team. But up in Wrexham, it'd be good to see how much of a crowd come out at the Kairos. But yeah, no doubt that is one of the hardest games we'll have in a long time.
Yeah, definitely. I do you think that maybe obviously as you mentioned there, Wrexham, do you think the atmosphere obviously is quite a, on top of you sort of stadium? Do you think that will maybe help Wales?
Essentially, I think ticket sales are going really, really well at the moment. It's half term as well, so hopefully get a lot of people
Yeah.
out. And when we played Croatia up there in Wilkinson's first game, there was only 4,000 there, but there was a noise. You could feel like, oh, this is actually a bit, we can get on top of them here. So if we can transfer that against
Yeah.
Sweden, who knows what can happen? But I think these Swedes have uh, played England at Wembley, played against Ireland at the Aviva. Like they're used to pressure, they're used to hostile atmospheres.
Do you think this is going to be like a learning experience anyway for Wales, considering obviously Sweden, they came third at the last World Cup. They're really a staple of women's football. Do you think this is going to be like a test, and something you can look at for Euro 2025 more than anything else?
Absolutely, it has to be that. Like whatever the score is, you will learn something from it, and it's about with all these games against top class opposition. If you can take what went badly, what went well, take it into those next games, and if I think the biggest thing of all would be see constant improvement throughout these six games heading into the Euros. I think if we see that, then that is what this competition has all been about.
Looking at individuals for Sweden, do you think Barcelona's Fridolina Rolfo is going to be the big problem for Wales? Obviously, she's a left-sider. She's probably by far and away the Swedes' best player. Do you think the game plan will be to focus on stopping her more than anyone else?
Rolfo is a class act, and she can play left back, left wing. She can even play centre mid if she needs to. Like she's operating at a high level, but I think the problem is if you focus too much on her, you are giving so many other players like Stina Blackstenius, like Rosa Kafaji, Van Gaal, they're giving them all these players so much freedom, and Wales can't afford to lose that. But it's just about, do you have enough faith in whoever's playing in that right back spot, whether it be Ella Powell, whether it be Charlie Escott? Do you have faith in them to try and stop her? And if the answer is yes, I think that's a huge tick in the box. So I think we can go one on one, win individual battles, and see how we go.
Yeah, do you think it'll be important, obviously, if whoever plays at right back has, a really good game? Do you think that going forward, then they cement their place, for the rest of the Nations League and obviously the Euros coming up?
Actually, I think that right back spot is one that wing back spot's one that's up for grabs. I think Charlie Ascott's played well there when she's been there. Ella Powell's another. Fionn Morgan's played there. Rhiannon Roberts has played there. Josie Green, I think, has even played there. Like, there's a lot of people who have filled in that right back spot. So it depends on the day, but yeah, Wilkinson's made the right decisions so far, and I'm no doubt she'll be making the right ones again going forward.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I'm going to push you. What do you think in terms of the game as a whole? How do you think this goes for Wales?
I think this could be back to the ball job. I think Sweden will be, yeah, some of the playmakers they've got in that midfield, even at the age, some of them are the wrong side of 30, but they're still just
Yeah.
unbelievable. Yeah, that is going to be a tough ask. But again, I think it's all more about the performance than the result. And if we see a positive performance, I think that's all we could ask for.
Do you think maybe if, either you nick a goal or obviously you get a clean sheet out of this game, do you think that will just boost the team massively?
No, definitely. You got to. I think. Look, we've got good players. Let's not get it wrong. But these three teams we're playing operate. They've got Champions League players on a regular
Yeah.
basis, and I think there might be a campaign of small wins rather than the big overall picture. And if you get a lot of small wins in this process before the Euros, I think overall there's no pressure. We can go out,
No.
play our own game, take the small wins, and see where it takes us for the Nations League and then the Euros.
Yeah, definitely. Looking at the Nations League as a whole, what do you think would be the ideal outcome for obviously the rest of the tournament?
Anything other than bottom, that is,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
in that third place. It's as simple as that. Like I wish we could say, oh, we can go and maybe challenge for second, but no. Look, realistically, we are the favourites to finish bottom and quite comfortably so. So anything other than that would be a major positive. But if we can get if we can get a couple of draws in there, I'd be really happy with how the campaign's gone.
yeah. Do you think they maybe use this tournament as more of a learning curve for the Euros?
Definitely, I think you look at the. I think it's also important that we see an improvement from the last time we were in League A of the Nations League, where we only picked up 1 point in a group with Denmark, Germany, and Iceland. I think if we see an improvement from that as well, I think that says all signs pointing in the right direction, especially going into a European Championships where we've got three teams in the top 11 of the world, which is, that is, look, I've been saying I think Wales have got the toughest run of 9 games in international football. It is grueling and it may not be pretty at times, but this is where we want to be. And I think it can change the future of Welsh football forever, no matter what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Just as a final question, how important do you think resilience is going to be now for this Nations League, and then moving forward into future campaigns in the Euros and going on further?
Yeah, massively important. And I'm not even going to question the resilience of this squad. I think you look at those two draws against Ukraine last summer, that would be a time where heads drop, right? Do we have faith in the system? Do we have faith in everything? And look what happens after that. We win. We come back against Slovakia. I think that was a huge turning point. And then the resilience to get through that island game as well. There's bucket loads of it in this squad. And I have no doubt, whatever happens, even if it's 6 defeats, it won't get them down. No chance. And they'll be right back ready for the European Championships.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks, Sean. Brilliant interview, and hope to hear from you again soon.
Cheers. Thank you.